Hey folks, welcome to the TV show talking about Doctor Who Season 8, Episode 5, Time Heist. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Wooldridge sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Welcome.
Yeah. What are you other times?
Other times I'm an editor.
Oh, okay.
And I don't exist.
I like those times just as much as these times.
Speaking of time heist.
Time Heist.
What do you
Heist.
think about it?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I thought it was fun, but ultimately light in the loafers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but not the same kind of filler as Robot of Sherwood, which like,
That was super filler.
like super filler
Oh,
and weird. And this
jeez.
one like was ambitious,
Yeah.
but then ultimately didn't fully capitalize on the concept.
Yeah. Robot of Sherwood was filler, but I was more entertained with
Right.
that than this.
It was more
yeah.
character driven than this was more concept driven.
Yeah.
stuff in the bag.
I don't know about you, Matt. I think you and I do a similar thing where we'll read other reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and in one of the other reviews I read, they pointed out that the guy that wrote this episode, Steve Thompson, also wrote Inside the TARDIS.
Journey to the Center of the
Journey to the
TARDIS.
Center of the TARDIS, which I
Again.
thought there was a similar problem with both these episodes in that the concept's amazing, but Doctor Who's budget is not infinite.
Yeah.
And so I feel like those episodes, it's like, could those be a Christmas special? Could you wait till you have a little bit
I
more
know.
scratch
Make
to
a
throw at
little-
them?
Right?
Just
Like-
call this
Yeah.
the Christmas heist. And
Exactly. Well, it's kind of like, you know, the Titanic episode. Like, they had so
Yeah.
much money for that. And I'm just like, throw that amount of money at one of these. Because, like, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, for me, was, like, the biggest disappointment of last year.
Yep.
Because it's such a great idea. And this one also, very excited from the title, Time Heist. Awesome.
Yeah.
And, like, I would say it's a better episode than that one, if only because my expectations for that one were sky high.
Uh-huh.
But still, like, it all just kind of comes together a little too neatly at the end. There aren't too many twists. It's just kind of like, oh, it's, oh, they're dying. Oh, they're not dead. Oh, okay, that's actually, you know what, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, oh, the doctor's the architect.
Kinda saw that
Oh, they
pretty
kind of
early
saw
on.
that
Yeah.
coming. And,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Oh, and it's just, we're just rescuing aliens.
Yeah. It's one of those I can't be too hard on it because I also, with my very limited means, produce things and make things, so I know how hard it is to like work within your constraints.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit better because it's not all bad because when they're in the vault, it looks like a giant bank vault. So like there's that scene where they all separate and they have to run away from the monster, which the monster was fucking great, by the way, in my opinion. Couldn't you have done that in the bank vault that looked more like a bank and was more interesting than just, hey, here's some white hallways that are
No,
different
because it was a
colors?
big
'Cause
CGI dump. That wasn't a practical.
No, but like at the
vault.
very end where they're finding all the
Oh.
things, that part of it,
Got
where
it.
you've got all the little bank boxes, that at least looked like
That's
a
what
bank.
I'm saying.
I feel
That's
like-
a big CGI dump versus that hallway you can repeat 1,000
Which
times.
they-
The worst episodes of Doctor Who have a preponderance of corridors. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
But-
all hallways and tunnels and corridors.
I feel like you could
It's
also
cheap.
say.
That's all that matters.
I feel
is
like
that
you
it's
could also
cheap.
say the best episodes of Doctor Who have a preponderance of hallways because every Doctor Who episode has a
Preponderance
preponderance
of
of hallways.
hallways.
There's a
Always
lot
running.
of hallways.
Yeah.
Always hallways.
I'm just gonna read some tweets real quick. At ABDLT writes, hashtag Doctor Who, great episode tonight. Did someone else suspect that the Doctor is being watched in the TARDIS? We see a lot of scenes of him talking to himself alone, shot from far away, and I'm wondering
Unless
if that's
he's
maybe
not alone.
that's the
Or maybe he
question.
is.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
know.
I actually just kind of circling back to last week's episode.
Yeah.
I found out after the fact that the creature from Listen actually does exist. So here's the thing: in 2007, Stephen Moffat wrote a short story called "The Corner of Your Eye," where the Doctor recounts meeting a married couple who saw this short, bald, gray alien that moved super fast and did not want to be seen. It was called a floof or a fluff, F-L-O-O-F. So the monster does exist in Doctor Who
And
canon.
it did look like that in the back, all blurred
Right,
out.
which
Yeah.
makes me wonder if it's going to come back, because technically he set it up years ago.
But remember, the corner of the eye concept also was from the 11th Hour.
And even
Yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
with the keys.
Yeah.
The keys they'd use for like the fields so you wouldn't be seen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
the
gonna lie. I'm a little
perception
bit
filter.
bummed
Perception filter,
that
thank you.
the episode I'm on is talking about time heist and not this because listen.
Hey,
I know.
it's okay.
It's all right, pal.
I really like. Just so you guys know, I like to listen a lot.
At Gingis B writes, it's nice to see some interesting outside characters who aren't just Vastra and company, who don't die and contribute to the action. Agree!
Yeah. I preferred the shapeshifter over the cyborg.
I preferred the cyborg over the shapeshifter.
It's okay.
I liked them both in equal measure. So
Yay.
we're all different.
What did you like about the shapeshifter?
I like what she had to teach the Doctor and how it filled in like the plot. Usually shapeshifting is more interesting to me than a cyborg. He also, the way he delivered his lines were just like, he'd say something and then the scene would go on for just a beat too long and then it'd end. And whenever she would talk, it was mainly just pure editing. It was just like whenever he said something, it'd be like, okay, we're gonna go on now. And then she'd say something and boom, some action would happen. And I was like, okay, that was maybe just editing.
What about you, Matt? What did you think about
I mean, I like that they were both given some pathos. We were given a reason to care about them right off the bat. They weren't completely disposable. And they also weren't annoying. You know,
yeah,
definitely weren't annoying.
Useful.
And very useful. You know, I really identified with the pathos of the shapeshifter character, but then also the cyborg guy of having to let go of all of his family, all of his memories. Like there's like something really
Super
beautiful
depressing.
to both of those.
I also like that with something we don't normally see with cyborgs is treating his brain like it was a computer.
Yeah.
And using the way computers function to like describe the way his brain worked. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why don't we see more of that?
Yeah. Lord Autumnbottom writes, Orlando Bloom playing Psy is the best role I've seen him in a while. And he did kind of look like Orlando Bloom with a really hip haircut.
Yeah.
I want his freaking haircut.
Were you guys a little bit bummed that I don't know, I like heist movies a lot. So, you know, the idea of getting this is the perfect team to go make this heist, like, that it wasn't somebody like Jack Harkness,
They didn't bring anybody
back.
budget. Again, like maybe if it was the
Budget
Christmas heist, maybe we'd have Nick Frost as one of the people because he's going to be in the
exactly.
Christmas special.
Oh my god, I got so excited when that was announced. Continue.
But you know what I mean? Like maybe with these kind of episodes, maybe you save it for the Christmas special so you can have some guest stars. And are we going to see Jack with the? Because we haven't seen him since in Doctor Who since
Stephen Moffat took over. I mean, first of all, I mean he's been busy doing Arrow, but that's no excuse. I think
Arrow's a great show, by the way.
But that's the thing, right? Because like some people say, oh, he's a Davies thing. No. Stephen Moffat created the character. He created, he created the character in The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. He wrote the episode that created this character, so why has he been so reticent to bring him back? And I have to wonder, is it some sort of friction with how he was developed after Davies took the character on and made him his own thing? I don't know.
He was supposed to be in A Good Man Goes to War. He was supposed to be one of the people that they brought on, but there were some scheduling conflicts. I believe Torchwood was still being filmed then. It was still a thing over
Miracle
on
Day,
Starz.
the fourth season.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there, but something happened and he didn't show up. That would have made that episode just over the top. I love that episode.
Yeah.
It would have been better with Jack.
I feel like it's not issues between Moffat and the actor because he was in one of the specials for the 50th. The 5 doctors trying to get, or how many doctors was it? It was like 5. It was like Sylvester McCoy and Peter Davison and all of them trying to get into the 50th. That like web special that Peter Davison directed.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it was really funny, and he shows up.
Jack
Harkness shows up in it. Yeah, it's really funny.
I think I've come to the conclusion now that officially everything I've liked about the rebooted Doctor Who is because of Stephen Moffat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you get down to like brass tacks, like I dabbled with Davies' run with it. Like I stopped in every once or every time.
You didn't watch all of Tenet?
No.
But that's the thing, right?
But here's the thing. But then I loved Blink. And I loved The Silent Library, and then when I found out that guy was showrunning, it's like I'll check out his first episode, and it's like I've been like that. Not that Davies did anything that quote unquote wrong. It's just Moffat's storytelling sensibilities I enjoy more.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like whatever problems you have with him as a showrunner, as like running the entire show, he did write a lot of the best episodes of the Russell T Davies run, and he introduced a lot of the great core concepts and characters that we love. You know, Jack Harkness among them, this sort of like circular logic time travel storytelling, which we kind of started with Blink and also with not Silence in the Library, Girl in the Fireplace.
Yeah. He does
great
more
episode too.
He does more with the idea of a time traveler than I think any other writer. The idea that like Doctor Who's a time traveler, so let's mess
with everything. Even if it doesn't make sense, let's go ahead and play with it.
Yeah.
So what else do we like from this episode?
A specific episode.
Definitely fun, and I never had to question once of this new season that he is not the Doctor anymore.
Yeah.
Senseless, and he is now like he's the Doctor,
He's the
and I
Doctor,
love him.
and he's good at it.
Definitely.
I loved me some Clara outfit this episode.
Yes.
A little
Loose tie.
I think you guys gave me a little heat from it, but you didn't like the monster. I thought the monster was. I didn't
thought it
really
was
like
cool.
at the end when they're walking away.
Oh, when they're walking
Oh, and they're naked.
It's like, this is a guy in a costume. but before that, like I really like the design of it, and he's
Definitely.
I was scared.
I was
With the-
scared. Once he
with the
latches
dome
onto you,
thing?
you're
Yeah,
doomed.
done.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The teller, I like that. I like Keely Hawes as Garabraxos, also sexy in a very different kind of way.
Yeah, but I also she did a very good job of differentating
Between
the
Garabraxos and the clone.
And the clone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Because we were set up with the villain,
Carabraxos.
with the what did they call her character? The secretary, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's kind of like the right hand woman of the bad guy, but we don't know who the bad guy is until we meet her, and it turns out it's the same
And she's
actress.
got her hair down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But she did a good enough job differentiating. Like the clone's not evil. It's just that's what she was designed to be, and if she doesn't want to be killed, that's what.
Yeah.
Whereas the main Carabraxos just is having a lot of fun being evil.
I love the line when he's like, "You would be like a therapist's like gold mine or something like that." He said because like you kill yourself on like a pretty much weekly basis.
Exactly,
Yeah.
on a regular basis. I also liked when Capaldi's being confronted by the teller, and he kind of runs through.
The old outfits? Yeah.
And he's like, I was going for minimalist, but I think I landed on magician.
Yeah.
He did.
I love that.
And he did a little jab at Matt Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like bow ties, so embarrassing. Yeah, and honestly, I love the setup. I loved we've got this kind of like, I mean, it wasn't like the best scene between Doctor and Clara, but at the top where he's just kind of like, wait, so what are you doing? You're going on a date again? Why is your face all painted?
Ooh.
And then and then he picks up the phone, and then we're right in the thick of it. I love that.
Great
that
setup.
was cool, and it was a fun mashup of all these tropes from heist movies. But again, wish they could have taken it further. I feel like budget is a big part of it, but then also like. It could have been a little sharper with the twists. It would have been great if it was a special just because they would have had a little more time to like pack some more plot twists in there. But again, good monster, fun new characters. Hopefully we see them again. Chinese food.
Hopefully,
Yep.
but that dimensional bomb was a cool tech.
Yeah,
for the bank
that was
robbing.
a great
that
sequence.
and his cyborg tech in his head, very cool.
Yeah, I wish I could have brought the bomb back, like, and
Use it again. He took
drop
it with
the
him.
floor, like drop that dimensional floor on somebody or something. Like, where does it go?
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, he could have.
Exactly.
I imagine there is somewhere where the first draft of this script exists, and there's notes of like it cannot film, could not be filmed, cannot.
Or just like
all
too
over it.
violent, like
Yeah.
they drop the floor on a guard. It's like,
Yeah.
can't do that.
Can't
What if
do
it's
that.
a robot? Still can't do
Can't,
that.
can't, no.
A quick tweet that I really liked. Thomas Oploser from Twitter wrote, "Shut-a-tee up. Is that Capaldi's new fuck-a-tee bye?" I would love that. That was a great throwback to
The thick-
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have talked about this on past episodes, but Peter Capaldi's other big role before this was as Malcolm Tucker.
Yes,
from
on The Thick of It and the movie
In the Loop, which I did not know anything about until last week,
good.
and I
It's
got
good.
sucked into the black hole of Malcolm Tucker clips.
Yeah.
And I really like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, but every time he says lines, I feel like there's something missing, and it turns out it's curse words.
Yeah.
Like
Just
watching
say one F word.
Yeah,
Just
one F word
one.
pretty much which you can. It's a kid's show,
Yeah.
but it's one of those like watching Malcolm Tucker. It's like, I wish Peter Capaldi could
You
curse.
fucking twat!
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
like,
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, if you're
Okay.
if you're over the age of 18, you should go find Malcolm Tucker
God,
clips
it's so
because
good.
they're hilarious.
And if you're a fan of Veep on HBO, it's the same creator, and like his ability to like string together swear words and just rude fucking insults is unmatched.
Fun trivia about cursing and like violence with Torchwood and Doctor Who. Same creators, same everything. The reason why Doctor could never show up on Torchwood, he's never on it. They talk about him a lot. They talk about Cybermen. They talk about everybody, but they can't do that because they don't want kids being forced to or going over there because the Doctor's over there. Oh, it's an episode where like a sex monster kills 50 people and you see it happen and you're like, yeah. And that's why it was really
Or like
hard again
where
to bring Jack over.
like they have sex in the drawer in the morgue where you normally have dead people.
So that was just like some fun trivia because I was like, I want my Jack back.
Which, by the way, Torchwood Children of Earth is one of the
Best sci-fi
not
stories.
only the best sci-fi stories, but one of the most, by the end, one of the most brutal like emotionally brutal.
Not to be mean, but man, that's a really hard first season to get through.
I've not watched anything of Torchwood other than Children of Earth.
You don't have to.
Yeah, just watch Children of Earth
because
it's
hate.
Yeah.
Anyway. Have we done? I guess
Heist.
we talked a lot about not
other
time
stuff.
Heist. Yeah.
But it's just good to have a Doctor Who chat every once in a while. I mean, I think we all agree. It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but I feel like the trajectory that this season has been on has just filled me with a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Because there's yet to be an episode that I didn't at least like a little bit.
Yes.
And every episode, Capaldi gets more assured. You know, the fact that there haven't been any strikeouts 5 episodes in has been really reassuring, because even in season 6, like, you know, we had that great 2-part opener, but then like it kind of stumbled around a little bit. No. So
and season 7 was not strong either.
No. Yeah.
It had moments though.
It had some good moments, and I think upon rewatches, it's going to reveal some of its charms to me. Like, I always dismissed season 3, but season 3 is some of the best episodes.
While I'm here, I can ask you guys who's your favorite of the new guys, of the new Doctors? Where does Peter Capaldi fit so far?
From the
so
reboot.
New.
Yeah.
From the reboot.
Oh boy.
He might be my favorite.
Yeah.
I liked Matt Smith a lot. I liked what they did with him.
Well, you
I
only
liked
watched him.
Yeah.
No, I watched some of Tenet. I watched
Eccleston?
I liked Eccleston a lot. I guess I like the Doctor when he's grumpy.
Yeah.
The grumpier the Doctor is, the more I
think
like
it's
him.
probably right now it's
sass.
Yeah.
It's got sass.
right now it's 10, 9, 11, 12. I think with more episodes, 12 could pop back up there.
I feel like there's a lot that can be done with Capaldi. I like.
Wait for that finale though. Wait for that finale, because they're gonna do something that'll just like you're like, okay, he's the best Doctor.
Yeah.
It's all done.
Sweet
Do you know?
finale.
Have you seen
Good
the
tomatoes
finale?
and
Are you
garlic.
Of course I saw the finale. Of course I saw the finale.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the TV Show. You can tweet us your thoughts about the next episode of Doctor Who at the hashtag TV Show. I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Sam Basher.
And I'm DJ Woldridge.
Yeah.
We talked about that episode for about 3 minutes.
Well, it's just like
But we covered the big beats.
Yeah, we did.
But that's the thing, is it's like it's not Listen, and it's also not Robot of Sherwood. It's just an episode.
Doctor was less of a dick in this episode also. He was less of a dick, and he helped people out more than in the other episodes, and I like that.
Yeah.
Really, I like him more when he's.
I like him more when he's a raging dick.
No, I like it when I don't see that as being a dick. I
like
see that
him
as
more
him
when
cutting
he's a
through the
hard-on.
bullshit, because the people die anyway. So I'm glad that he doesn't pretend like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even really try and talk what's her face out of using the shredder. Yep, it's the best call.
Go ahead.
But he at least sounded like he cared more than when the other guys got vaporized.
Ooh! My favorite scene is when Sai's like, is that why you call yourself the Doctor, because of the professional detachment? He's kind of like, listen, you can find a shoulder to cry on. Like, that's why I like this Doctor. When he just like cuts the bullshit.
Listen, I'm here.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
We're fucking doing a thing.
Yeah.
Stop being a little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find a shoulder
I
to
did
cry on
like
later.
that.
Was
I did
a
like
good
that.
moment.
Also, this is what my doctor would look like.
No,
Yeah.
but you're not British.